available exclusively on Facebook. And so if you want to find out about it, you go to the Shop Now. And here's checkout. I'm going to go to checkout and we'll see if we're still on Facebook. Okay, so they've used some kind of app. They have an app there that they're using to check out right there on Facebook. Let's see. Okay, here this I think this is the last one I'm going to share, but Vintage Marketplace 1. The interesting thing, this is a good example of why there's advantage to stay on the page, why there's advantage to your Facebook presence, and that is that you can get a special deal, or just to even become eligible to buy on Facebook, you have to share it, okay? So this way, Vintage Marketplace is getting more, what is it, social juice from it. Shop here. I thought this was a cool little, this is not a big business. I've mainly been showing you big businesses.
Yeah, which one is that? Which is that?
This is Vintage Marketplace 1. I will post all the slides, which just have the URLs on them. So let's see, shop accessories. It's just like you're on a website now. I like that T-shirt. Okay. However, to be eligible to purchase, add the friend page, Vintage Marketplace friend, and then comment sold. There's an alternative way to buy it privately, so it's like anybody can buy. You don't have to do that, so they don't force you. They won't have people leaving and saying, well, I don't want to do that, so never mind, I won't get that product. But it's just an example of how they're involving people. Does everybody kind of follow that? Or Mike, if you want to add something to that. And obviously, the target market is young people, probably under 30, so they probably don't mind sharing what they're interested in on Vintage Marketplace.
Nope, because they share it on Pinterest all the time.
What?
Pinterest?
Elle Magazine, another great example of how they're marketing the magazine. And so when they're marketing, so what is it the magazine's selling? What's their product? It's all of their advertisers. So guess what? What they've done is set up a trend report, and it includes all of their advertisers. So you can decide what look you want. 60s bombshell, that's me. And you go through and see, it's all their advertisers. Almay, Redken, let's see, I want Almay. I can go ahead and buy it. I'm still on Facebook.
And you can also choose to love, want, or own it.
Oh, I love that, yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, so I can just say, I love it, but I'm not buying, but I love it.
Or I already have it.
Well, I don't know about you, but whenever you're sitting there flipping through, beauty magazines and stuff like that, they're always promoting some
All of
advertisers'
their articles,
products.
they'll choose 5 of their advertisers, and they'll make an article about it.
Yeah.
All they're doing is another
Right,
advertisement.
but I mean, it's like all those things, and like if you're reading about some mascara and you go like, oh, that sounds great, I'd love to try it, but it's like you're not necessarily going to, write down, but I mean, if you could, if you could just know that it's going to be on the site, you could click and order it, that'd be great.
Okay, I'm going to go on to the example. This is my last thing in conclusion, and it's Vendor Shop is the one I found. I did a lot of research and looked at some reviews. There are quite a few really great apps, so this is certainly not the only one. But this is the one I kept seeing mentioned, so I investigated it. And I'll go to show you how easy it is to do. So here I am on their page, and go to app. And then the first thing it's going to do is ask you what it is you want to do, and there's different options. You can add or edit a store, and so that's what I actually spent a few hours doing yesterday afternoon, setting up a store for Amazing Teas. Very easy. Now, I already had all of the pictures ready and descriptions because I already have a website. So, but the first thing they'll tell you if you go on here, so let's go to that. Well, first let me finish this. You can create a deal, competition, which we're not going to talk about today, and other tools. So the main one is to add a store. And they take you step by step before you start what you need to do to get ready. That you should have a banner a certain size. That you need to have all of your product images. So I would just start, if you're going to actually do this, I would maybe choose 3 products. Like Susan, for example, just choose 3 pieces of jewelry, get a great picture of each one, make sure that they're the size that is said here. You're going to go on and have one category, necklaces. And then later you could add earrings or bracelets. So, getting started. Configure store. It really just leads you right through it. So if I wanted to do one for Smart Group, I would put the name in, which you just saw, and then what the business is. I'm not going to do it right now. The description of your business, as if you're setting up a mini website. Your email address, your customer service address, and then it asks you about stock levels, which I would just ignore to begin with. Then your payment options. And then there's also a way for you to have it in the sandbox. And what that means is it's not live. So while you're working on it and setting it up, you want it in the sandbox. But you can still go back to it and you can still see what it would look like if it was live. Here, what you would do is you would have already gotten your PayPal. Probably most everybody has a PayPal account already. But you would want your PayPal business account. And you would PayPal setup. You enter really basically the email address that goes with your PayPal business account. That's it. So that they can then charge, they'll send you the net after. So if it's a $100 necklace and it was 3%, they'll send you the $97 and keep the $3. And you don't even need to worry about any of the accounting or billing. Category shipping, you tell what kind of shipping you want them to do. That's probably going to be, for some of you that don't have that already set up, the most difficult thing, deciding, okay, how am I going to ship? So, because that might be new to some of you that don't already have a store online. Your categories. You add a new category, really simple. You have the name of your category, necklaces, description, beaded necklaces that have antique, however you describe it. And here's where you browse and you put your image in. And then it's there. So that's all I'm going to maybe go over for.
And just quickly, with some of us who are in services, like consultants, me.
Services.
Does that have features for that? Like to put like a voucher because all I could.
Yeah.
So that app has that.
Yeah, it does.
Like
And then there's
pre-sell,
another one. I
virus
don't
lead or
know if I
something.
wrote it down. I found another one that I thought I would recommend for Vagans, and that might be a good one for you for vouchers. But it was a little harder to use than this one. But yes, you can just sell vouchers. So it's like selling a gift certificate.
Does PayPal make the percentage, or does Facebook? How does Facebook?
PayPal
So Facebook makes.
doesn't make anything.
What about the app?
Facebook is hoping that you as a business are going to do Facebook ads, right?
Yep.
What about the app? Does the app take a percentage?
And they're free to set up.
The app does not take a percentage. It might from PayPal, but the way that it's stated is it's just a percentage that goes to PayPal. So I would have to double check on that, actually, to make sure.
Do you have to put a tax on that, your product? And the shipping, how do you learn about shipping? You go to your UPS store and you say, how much is it gonna cost to mail this necklace or this book or this art piece? Or
The shipping
No.
it takes a lot of research and thinking. What's the size? Oh, I've got to move on. Mike needs to talk.
But they have
I'm taking
online
too long.
gateways for that too.
They have online gateways for that, but
Okay.
that's actually one reason if you started with one product that had a certain weight,
Yeah, I can see that.
that you'd put that in and experiment, because it gets
Yeah.
harder if you have all different sizes and weights of products.
Okay,
Because then you have to, but you do have to have tax for anybody in Arizona.
okay.
Yeah.
Outside of
Sure,
your
Yeah, but
houses are really
But the
heavy
app
though.
takes care of that. What?
Oh,
Houses are really heavy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pardon?
To ship, houses are
Ship
heavy
housing
to
is
ship.
like every
No, my
ship.
husband does books.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
but I mean, I've
okay.
helped a couple times, I've helped people set up all of these, set up their shopping carts, you know, and how they, you know, so they have to decide all of that stuff about shipping and terms and conditions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I kind of overdone
It's okay.
my time here, but yes.
Just a quick question, are any of the apps that you looked at, you have to care about services, for example, if somebody like a spa wanted to book an appointment, or you want to book a pickup for like, you know, that type of thing?
I didn't look at any apps that did that. I bet there are some though. Because there's an app for just about anything. But I didn't particularly look at one of those, so I can't really say.